morning, everybody. Welcome. How you doing? Yeah, I'm here, and I was like trying to set up a couple of the articles that I was going to go over today, and I almost forgot to hit the go button. And then I looked over and I had 28 seconds left and realized I hadn't tweeted out the show either. So if you'd be so kind, if you're following Becca Farley or Maddie or anyone else who normally tweets it out, go ahead and retweet them. Otherwise, I'm going to tweet it out now that I've copied and pasted it. Hey, it's Thursday, which is FTG Day. I'm sure we'll have plenty of those today, just like we do most days. I really got an update, though. The reason the title and thumbnail is the way it is we have an update on the Project Veritas story with the postal worker who put an affidavit out saying that the supervisors were backdating mail, not just any old mail, though, the mail that was votes. They were supposed to be about the 3rd, and on the 4th and 5th, they were still telling their carriers to go out and scramble to get more votes to bring in, and they were going to they didn't say the word backdate. But anyway, I have an update on that. That story went weird yesterday, and it's even more weird today, and so we're going to go through that. And a bunch of other things. I got some things I pulled off the Discord. Thank you, GunFox61, who's been... Yeah, by the way, if you're not a part of the Discord, I'm going to make sure I have the right email or the right invite. I'm going to update the invite on that right now. So when you see it in the chat, hopefully before I get a chance to put it up there, I'll make sure that I have the correct invite on there. But join the Discord. Gunfox and a whole bunch of people put a lot of articles on there, but Gunfox is especially diligent and puts a lot of great stuff on there. And I'm going to actually start using that for just some chat days. We're going to start using the chat rooms in there and, try to have some fun while we're over there. So I am fixing that as we go. Let me play the intro, and hopefully I'll have that done by the time I get back. Play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawgKnight. And stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I am your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet, and welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. It is Thursday, the 12th of November, 2020. This is the, what episode is this? This is the 469th episode of the Morning Night Live. Yes! I'm sure we're all excited about that. It is the 469th episode. Where's Davey 504 when you need him? He would appreciate this episode. By the way, do y'all know who Davey 504 is? I started following him on YouTube. Funny dude. He's this virtuoso slap bass player, and he's just a funny dude. I think he's from Italy. And he has a funny channel. He has 8 million subscribers just being goofy and playing his bass on the internet. It's amazing. But I always appreciate him, and he always tells 69 jokes and 420 jokes and all kinds of things like that. Anyway, let's say good morning to everybody, because let's see, did I tweet the tweet out? Yes, I did. I did tweet out the show. I didn't put it on Minds Gab or Parlor yet, but I'm going to just dispense with that today. First in the chat today was our friend Cindy Rochelle, who gets the bell because you were here first. Also, good morning to James PFP. Good morning, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Renee Mayette, how you doing? Good morning, GunFox61. GunFox is the administrator of the PDawgKnight Discord, and I appreciate you, sir. And he also, like I said, puts a lot of great articles on there. If you're not on the Discord, check it out. He is diligent about throwing articles up there. Good morning, Maddie, who's not feeling well today. Also, hi, Ronan. Well, Ronan's doing something else. She said, I saw her tweet. But anyway, good morning to Maddie and Roden this morning. Also, Nathan Payton, nice to have you back. Good morning, Tyler F., who always retweets the tweet. Thank you for doing that all the time. Good morning, Selecta Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Who's in the house. Good morning, Mike Savage. Blarg. Good morning, AWOL. This you all drop and dip this morning. This you all drop and dip this morning. No. AWOL. Most of us drop, wipe, and dip. Okay, some of us drop and dip. Most of us drop, wipe, and dip, as Lady Boomer would say. Drop, wipe, and dip. Good morning, Zebulon Pike. How you doing? I said Zablu is here. Good morning, or Zuble. I haven't decided Zablu or Zuble. It's one of the two. It's Frenchish though. Good morning, Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadian. Guten Morgen. Why are we speaking in German? Not provided. How you doing? Not provided is the name, by the way. Also, good morning, Sapphire Dragon. Stabbing Joe Scarborough, cutting it up this morning. James Crow, how you doing? My DI Freighter Watcher, hello. Good morning. Good morning, Becca Fairley. Good morning, Jay Wolf. Am I missing anybody? Ricky Ravioli, what's happening? Mitch the Ripper's in the house. Hey, go subscribe to Mitch the Ripper. They do some cool stuff on his channel, too. Good morning, Bear Cock. I can't help it. Bear Cock. Spelled K-O-C-H if you're not paying attention. Good morning, Green Badger Outdoors. Nice to have you back on the regular. That's nice to see you. Good morning, Jamoa. Is that, wait, there's a couple different, wait a minute. How's that? Oh, Zimgoa. And there's Shimu. That's a new person, I think. Okay, good morning, Shimu. By the way, if you're here and you're not subscribed, if you got here because someone did a tweet or something and you just were curious, make sure you subscribe and click that bell, because then you'll get the notifications every time. Good morning also to the Pissed Off Shih Tzu, Advocatus Diablo, the Devil's Advocate, and I think that's about it. That's it. 36 people in the show. Hit the like button, do this share and donations through either Super Chats or Streamlabs, and the link down below. It's all there. It'll show up in the chat every once in a while too. All right, let's get into the news. So, by the way, thank you, Cynical Lindsay, Tyler F, RVA Dar, Skookum, Maddie, and Becca Fairley, and City Rochelle for all tweeting out the show this morning. I appreciate that. Let's get into this Project Veritas thing, though. So, let's read the article, or at least get a sense of the articles that came out yesterday regarding this postal worker in Pennsylvania who blew the whistle. I just forgot. We're going to test this music thing again. So we're just going to have some gentle beats in the background. It'll be a little soft, but it'll get louder and here and there. But I'm going to try it because I enjoy having background music. And besides, I need to fix this before tomorrow, which is Funky Friday. So we'll see how it works. Anyway, MC's in the house.
Stop. Hammer time.
How you doing, my friend? Also, you're a ridiculous lunatic. Good morning, and okay, I'm caught up. So the Project Veritas thing. Here's a couple articles that came out yesterday that are kind of just a couple examples of what happened on the Huffington Post. Now, it's not just HuffPo and the Daily Beast, but it is on Washington Post, New York Times. All had articles similar to this. So we're just going to go through this article real quick. Pennsylvania postal worker recants much hyped voter fraud allegations. Now, it's amazing to me that there's no update to this article, but I digress. We're going to just read along. Although he then told Project Veritas that he was sticking with his original claim. So that's an update. So they're only going to stick with he recants. Let's just be honest. He didn't recant, but we'll explain it in a minute. Although it's another blow to Trump's efforts to overturn the election results. Not really. They have a guy talking about it here. Well, let's listen to this guy. I'm not gonna read it. Let's listen to this guy. Play.
Postal worker who claimed there was evidence of ballot tampering now says that he made it all up. Newsy's
No. Oh my God. Now says that he made it all up. Oh my. In the immortal words of, what was this, the guy who plays Sulu, George Takei. Oh my. Listen to that word. Listen, I just want to hear those words again.
A Pennsylvania postal worker who claimed there was evidence of ballot tampering now says that he made it all up.
Oh my God. Let me just take a sip here. Hi, Sapphire Dragon, Spambot 22, and yeah. Oh my God.
Austin Kim is here to break this down for us. Now, Austin, with so much misinformation out there, I know that you're going to get us caught up. So what were his original allegations and what has happened since then?
Right. So the postal worker is Richard Hopkins, and he claimed that the postmaster in Erie, Pennsylvania, told his workers to backdate ballots received after Election Day so that they could be counted. Now, the Washington Post says Hopkins spoke with the USPS Inspector General to talk about these allegations.
Oh,
and
this
they
is
were hoping
amazing.
he could lay these allegations out, but instead he said he made it all up.
He did. Oh my God. Now listen to this. Oh my. Oh, I didn't reset this. Oh my. That is a lie. Nowhere. Now listen, I watched. Oh, by the way, during that interview with the Poster Inspector General and whatever the other guy that was there were two guys interviewing him. First of all, never once did he say the words, "I made it all up." Thank you, Kyle. First donation of the day. Greatly appreciated. Who says, Kyle, this is Kyle, who's in the chat, also says, hello, chat people and PDawg. Well, hello, Kyle. I am so glad that you're back to becoming a regular here. Okay, so here's the thing. Yesterday, Project Veritas released a recording of the entire interrogation. All 2 hours of the interrogation. And never once did Alex, Richard goes by Alex, never once did he say anything about making up the allegations. The only thing that he said is that he talked about what he overheard when he came in and they were talking about ballots that were in their hands or in the room, and something to the effect that one of the ballots was marked the 4th when they were supposedly all supposed to be marked the 3rd, and they were all ballots that came in on the 4th. Also, the postal people were instructed to go out and find every ballot they could find. He did not at any time say he made it up. Let's watch the rest of this, because this is amazing to me. And I'll put a link to I will put a link to the Project Veritas 2-hour video. I watched the whole thing. It was it was a kind of a manipulative. It wasn't. Now, Project Veritas describes it as the guy being bullied. I don't know if he was bullied, but he was definitely being manipulated during the entire thing. So anyway, here we go.
Oversight Committee says that Hopkins had signed an affidavit wanting to go on record about this, laying out the allegations of ballot tampering, but then the committee said he recanted his claims, but he did not explain why he signed the false affidavit.
Okay, now, here's the problem. He did not recant, okay? Now, he clarified to the postal inspector of what he heard and the fact that he never heard the word backdate. That was the only thing that he, in this entire 2-hour interrogation, that he actually said was the word backdated was never put into the. He never heard the word backdated when he was talking to his supervisor. But he said that when they went in there, the implication was obviously to him the only explanation could be that they were backdating mail. But anyway, let's listen to this.
And as for the Erie, Pennsylvania postmaster, he said that the tampering allegations were 100% false, and he did not give that instruction to his workers.
So what has been the reaction from Republicans as this news has come out?
The Trump campaign is pushing ahead with all this. This isn't really deterring them at all. The Trump campaign said that Hopkins' claim is just one of a number of allegations of voting irregularities. In their view, in the lawsuit that they just filed in Pennsylvania, that lawsuit, of course, is the Trump campaign trying to stop or the certification of election results in that state. The campaign told reporters, we do not know what type of pressure Hopkins was under after he came forward.
Now, and in fact, he was being shunned by the union representatives. He was not he had no lawyer representation. There was no union rep with him in the interrogation. In fact, the union reps have shunned him. The postal supervisors have shunned him. Nobody is supporting him, and he had no lawyer with him while he was being interrogated by the inspector general, etc. Holy criminy it. But the fact that this article or this news, the article and whatnot, the corresponding video here saying that he made it all up. There's going to be, if you're familiar with Project Veritas and Retracto, somebody's going to be needing to feed Retracto here. So here's a Daily Beast version of this article. They also, now remember, none of these people are fans of Project Veritas. UPS whistleblower told agents Project Veritas penned his ballot tampering claim. Oh no. Okay, so here we go. So now they actually listened to the 2-hour recording, and what they pulled out of it, a postal worker whose allegations of ballot tampering was at the center of Republican efforts to challenge the outcome of the presidential election has admitted to investigators that Project Veritas actually penned the affidavit laying out his claims. That's not quite accurate. They're trying to make it sound like Project Veritas, as in James O'Keefe, penned it. In the interview, and maybe they'll say this in the article, the lawyers for Project Veritas helped him draft the affidavit. That's not the same. That's Project Veritas actually penned the affidavit laying out the claims. Anyway, a 2-hour recording released by Project Veritas on Wednesday shows Richard Hopkins being interviewed by federal investigators over his claim, first publicized by Project Veritas, that he had overheard a postmaster instructing workers in Erie, Pennsylvania to backdate mail-in votes to meet the election day deadline. The audio has been touted by the conservative group as proof that Hopkins was manipulated by investigators, but stood by his allegations, despite House Democrats saying earlier this week that a U.S. Postal Service Office of the Inspector General told them Hopkins admitted to fabricating the claims. You know what? If you listen to that video, at no point did he say he fabricated the claims. So why would the Office of the Inspector General tell the Democratic House Committee, the House Democrats, why would they? Now, of course, I'm sure the Postal Service officer of Inspector General may have told them that, but that's clearly, when you listen to the video, no time did he say anything that he had fabricated the claims. Not at all. And so, interesting. Here's the 2-hour. Let's see if they got the recording here. Yes, they do. And you can decide for yourself. Here's the link to the YouTube video. You can set that aside for another time. We're not going to watch any of it today, but I just wanted you to have a link to it. It's in the chat there. So let's see how they spin this though. Because, and again, it's interesting that let's see if they correct that idea that he admitted to fabricating the claims, because if you listen to the 2-hour video, at no time does he say he fabricated the claims ever once. But it's okay. So despite House Democrats saying earlier this week that U.S. Postal Service Officer Inspector General told them Hopkins admitted to fabricating the claims, but instead it captured him doing the very opposite, according to the Washington Post. When he was asked if he wanted to stick with his claim about ballot tampering, Hopkins said at this point no. He said his allegations stem from assumptions he made after overhearing tidbits of staffers' conversations in the mail facility. That's kind of accurate. Hopkins told investigators not only that his affidavit was written by Project Veritas, but that he wasn't even entirely sure of what the group had included in it because he was in so much shock. I wasn't paying much attention to what they were telling me. A spokesman for Project Veritas acknowledged having a hand in the affidavit, but insisted the affidavit was drafted with Mr. Hopkins' input and requested revisions, according to the Post. Okay, that is somewhat accurate. At least the Daily Beast is slightly more accurate. Yes, the lawyers for Project Veritas helped him put together the affidavit. But he's not recanting, nor did he say anything at any time about making it up. So the latest, and so I go on Twitter this morning and I look at Project Veritas. Who sent me something here? Have I seen this? Oh yeah, I did see this. Thank you, Zebulon Pike. Oh, what the hell did I do there? Okay, there we go. We'll take a look at that in a minute. So I go in, let's go in here in Project Veritas. Project Veritas. And it's funny because some people are dumping on Project Veritas. Some people are supporting Project Veritas, but this is interesting. Something they tweeted out this morning, or well, last night, I should say, is this. Did we forget to mention, now this is the Russell Strasser who interrogated and used coercion tactics on UPS whistleblower Richard Hopkins, also runs an anti-Trump burner account, Titans fans Jeff. He calls himself Jeff Streeter. Here's some of the agent who interviewed Richard. What's his name? Richard Hunt? What? God damn it! What the hell's the guy's name? Richard Hopkins. Here's some of the tweets from the burner account of the interviewer, Stacey Abrams, y'all. Stacey Abrams. This election has been a ride. Everyone said be patient. Everyone said initial in-person vote counts would be a red mirage. Everyone said slower counted mail-ins would lean heavy blue. But boy, is it satisfying to watch Biden close in Georgia, Pennsylvania. This is the way the election ends, not with a bang like expected, but with a Wisconsin, Michigan, PA. Hang tight, everyone. It's not done yet. Here's the best one, though. For your plans tonight, do not watch Trump's town hall, not even for the schadenfreude. All he cares about is ratings. Don't give them to him. Otherwise, for the next 19 days, all he'll talk about is how his ratings were better than Biden's in place of answering the questions. Howard Trump takes like a single file Tuscan Raiders. They're both attempts to hide their numbers. This guy's an anti-Trumper guy, which is fine. I don't care. If he's doing his job correctly, I don't necessarily care, but I just wonder, this guy's trying to... Oh, hey, but we do have breaking news. Another U.S. postal worker. Here's another one. A postal worker who's out. Okay, that's the other one. Hang on a second here. Another... Oh, it's what happened here? It flipped. Anyway, Project Veritas has another postal worker who is blowing the whistle. I don't know why that skipped. Project Veritas is exposing the corruption in this election. The left would be losing their minds if the roles were reversed. A postal worker. Okay, this is the one who says that's the one saying that Project Veritas did it. Mitch, are you out of here? Oh, we'll take it easy, man. In the middle of watching the stream, and now I have to do work to do. Well, all of us have to work once in a while. Have a great day, Mitch. Subscribe to Mitch the Ripper too. He and oh shoot, I forgot your partner's name. I'm blanking. Why am I blanking out on it? But anyway, they do some good streams and good new stuff too. Oh, and of course, Brian Krasenstein, or his uglier twin brother, who tweets under the name of one of their wives, Mrs. Krasenstein, says, breaking, according to the U.S. postal worker who lied about the election tampering, Project Veritas wrote the fraudulent affidavit for him. Who else thinks Project Veritas and James O'Keefe should be charged with conspiracy to defraud the U.S. government? Treason and tampering with U.S. mail as well. Wait a minute. How are they tampering with U.S. mail? First of all, remember, the guy hasn't recanted the statement. It's hilarious. By the way, have there been a lot of fake hate crimes over the last 10 years? I don't recall them calling for the arrest of people who do fake hate crimes. But anyway, oh my gosh. So anyway, what happened to that Richard Hopkins story about backdated ballots? Oh, it turns out he exaggerated what he heard, was not bullied by federal investigators, and Project Veritas lied. Well, that's because they read the Daily Beast story. I listened to the whole thing in some parts twice. What it appears is he was already mentally primed with the vote fraud seed and created a narrative in his head with a few words he overheard from the conversation he had no context to. The real peril is he signed an affidavit for Project Veritas. The statement in that was very specific. Well, we'll have to see what the second postal whistleblower says. Let's see if there's some latest news here, and then we'll move on to another story. And why the latest? Here we go. So here's some of the latest here. Oh my gosh, this keeps refreshing. Let's see if it opens up. Okay, so this is breaking. Veritas releases shocking recordings of federal agents trying to intimidate U.S. postal whistleblower into recanting election fraud claim. Let's see, someone else, right? Doesn't Project Veritas pay people to come forward? They have scammed so many stories. Even Fox News wrote report this. Oh boy, that's false. But there is a perception, because of the way Project Veritas stories are reported, that they've been in trouble for their stories, but they have never lost a court. And even James O'Keefe's supposed conviction was thrown out. So, you know, we'll see. Anyway, this story is not going away, but one doesn't work, try another. This man is a clown. Not mentioned how many times Project Veritas, or whatever the hell they are called, has been caught doctoring videos. No, they haven't been caught doctoring videos. They generally put their raw video out or make it available to whoever wants it. And their retraction to people talking about them retracting stories is unrivaled, I gotta tell you. All right, let's move on. Answer me this. How's the music level? I'm just experimenting with this. I want to do a Funky Friday tomorrow, and so I'm testing it out with just some beats in the background. Good morning, Kevin S. Anyone else new that's come in lately? I don't see. We did say goodbye to Richard. I said hi to Ebony. You're back again. Nice to see you back, of course. Ebony, always a pleasure having you here. All right, let's move on. I'm going to turn my headphones down just a little bit. All right. They shorten videos. Their videos, hours of footage. What? If it lines up, then it wasn't false. Treason. Hear that word used wrongly far so too much now. Oh, I know, isn't it? That's funny. All right. Music level's good so far. Okay, good. I've just been trying to work on that level. Eventually, I'm gonna put another input into my mixer and do my music from a separate device. But right now, I'm just running it straight through the same computer that I'm using for everything else. So we'll get this figured out where I can control it a little better. Good morning, Duck Dog. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. Enough of that. Let's see. Done with this. Oh, this is someone just sent me this. Oh no, this was from this came from Twitter. So apparently there may be an issue with Dominion voting systems, and now I don't know this. I really don't know this particular outlet. It says no Q report. Maybe it's a non. I'm just taking a chance even reading this one, but I want to look at it just because it's interesting to me. Data deep dive on Dominion voting systems offers incontrovertible proof of election hack. If the Trump campaign and his army of attorneys don't have this information yet, they need it as soon as possible. This is the smoking gun we've seen so far. The devil may be in the details, but the angels are in the data. That's what we're learning very quickly as we examine the work of a dedicated Trump supporter who appears to have uncovered all the proof necessary to dispel this myth that Joe Biden won the presidential election. On a post on the Donald.win by user Truman Black has sparked a little attention, though not nearly enough. It needs a lot more because it's within the data sorted and examined is the smoking gun in the Trump campaign can use to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that the election was hacked. Now, okay, let me just right now, I am putting a disclaimer immediately. I am reading this mostly just to see what people are saying, not as necessarily an authoritative source. So, the opinion in this particular article is not the opinion of the proprietor of this website or this YouTube channel. I am just reading it because I find it interesting. Good morning, Turai Deos. All right. Massive amounts of votes were changed from President Trump to Biden. Other votes were removed altogether without reason. This cyber coup is much bigger than most of us realize. While we've been focused, and rightly so, on analog voter fraud, there is technical fraud on a gargantuan scale that happened. More importantly, it has been proven. Now let's talk about this a second, because this is the voting machine company that's been used in several of the swing states, and where they had the 6,000 votes changed in a precinct in was it Wisconsin or Michigan? It might have been Michigan. Anywhere where it actually changed the winner of a congressional race. So just FYI. More importantly, has been proven. We are going through the data now, but everything we've combed through so far seems to check out. For example, in Georgia, there appears to have been 17,407 votes switched. Biden is currently leading Georgia by 14,148. Pennsylvania is even worse, with over 1 million votes either switched or, quote, lost, end quote. Combine this data with what we're learning about other forms of voter fraud, and it's easy to see how a man who couldn't fill a small auditorium with supporters was supposedly able to generate more votes than any American candidate in history. The truth is, he didn't. Millions of votes were manufactured on his behalf. He, or someone on his behalf, used the hammer and scorecard to steal the election. Now, this is another one. I don't know anything about this hammer and scorecard other than some people have talked about it. Sidney Powell talked about it. The lawyer for Michael Flynn, a diehard Trump supporter, that was mentioned. In fact, that's the reason the other day when I tweeted something about MC Hammer and the 1994 Video Music Awards win that he had there, I got a fact check from Twitter that claims of voter fraud or something are disputed, even though I was just talking about MC Hammer.
Stop. Hammer time.
Good morning, Robert Chalk. Here's the data dump on the Donald.win. Here is the data dump on the Donald.win in its entirety, because it runs clear risk of being disappeared. Speaking of disappeared, I have a story about being disappeared too. It's very annoying. Oh, by the way, I forgot. It's FTG Thursday, right? Can I get an FTG for the Huff Post, FTG Huff Post, and an FTG for the Daily Beast for spewing bullshit. Anyway, Donatello Slap a Fella, are you here? How you doing? The misuse of the term hack continues. Yeah, independent programmer needs to look at the program. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm reading the chat here. And hacked is, hacked may be a misuse of the term too. There is a data dump on the Donald that is in its entirety because it runs clear risk of being disappeared. We are posting it without edits, errors, and all. Please share this data with everyone you can. Let's get this information out there to keep Trump supporters encouraged. We also need to make sure this data reaches the right hands in the Trump campaign. So again, my disclaimer on this, I don't know. Maybe if any of you are computer nerds, though, here's the article. You can see what it is that they put in the data dump. It's interesting, but we'll see. All right, let's move on. Here's a flashback that thank you, Gunfox, for sending me this via Discord. Again, the Discord link will be in the chat periodically if you have not joined the Discord server yet. Biden said 2 months ago he would not declare victory until the election was independently certified. Oh, gee. Wonder what made him say that. Oh, who was it that told him? Doesn't Nancy Pelosi do not concede under any circumstances? That's interesting, because aren't they trying to tell President Trump to concede?
Come on, man.
Aren't they trying to do that? Well, during the first 2020 presidential debate in September, former Vice President Joe Biden pledged that he would not declare victory in the election before the results were independently certified. Will you urge your supporters to stay calm while the vote is counted? And will you pledge not to declare victory until the election is independently certified? Moderator and Fox News Sunday host Chris Wallace asked. Yes, Biden answered. Thank you, Gunfight. Yes, Biden answered. Here's the deal. We count the ballots. As you pointed out, some of these ballots in some states can't even be opened until Election Day. And if there's thousands of ballots, it's going to take some time to do it. But he delivered a public victory speech Saturday night claiming a clear victory. Say what? And amid a flurry of long shot lawsuits brought on by the Trump campaign and before the General Services Administration officially ascertained the election results, which it still has not done as of Thursday evening. The people in this nation spoke. Okay, here, let's see here. Do they have a video? They kind of don't. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's Donald Trump. No. Well, they don't have video. Anyway, that's a scoop. Thank you, Gunfox61, with the first Streamlabs donation of the day, and
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
Who says, Marty, the voting system is owned and run by a company supported by the Clinton Foundation. Okay, that's an interesting, because someone has been saying that that part, and also that somehow Senator Dianne Feinstein has some stock in this voting system, voting system company. And I think something about Nancy Pelosi having some connection to this company also. Now, here's the facts that as I know them. The voting system company, Dominion, has donated to the Clinton Foundation. We know that for a fact. And Dianne Feinstein is not affiliated with this particular company, and nor is Nancy Pelosi herself. However, one of her aides is former aides is a lobbyist for that company. So that is the connection that Nancy Pelosi has. Her former staffer is connected to the company. They are I think one of the lead lobbyists or whatever for this company. Good morning. Hey, Larry, how you doing? Nice to see you. Also, good morning, People's Front of Canada. So that's my understanding. Now, I don't know anything about who else owns it, but that's it. That's the thing. Feinstein has her dirty paws in many buckets. Well, many other buckets, and I still don't know how she had a Chinese spy on her staff for 20 years. But, you know, when it's Democrats, nobody really wants to know the answer to that question. Another article that Gunfox sent me over the Discord, I find very interesting here, and it's a CNN article. So again, you got to take it with an entire salt lick, but and this is the kind of article you get from CNN, which I just find humor. So Gloria Borger, CNN chief political analyst, says Trump puts his bottom line before the country and the GOP is helping him do it. Now, let's just start with a caveat here. President Trump, I believe, is the first president in United States history whose net worth, well, at least in modern history, I don't know about, earlier than the 1900, but the first president in modern history whose net worth has dropped since he's been president. So I'm not sure what the hell she's talking about, but let's just go through this Gloria Borger article. James PFP says, re salt lick, there are salt tablets for humans, no need for a salt lick. Well, I'm sorry, I'm going with the entire not a grain of salt, not a tablet. We're going the whole damn salt lick. I mean, like you're a horse or something. Also, good morning, Special K on acid. I hope you're coherent today. Caveats. Okay, so here we go. Trump puts his bottom line before the country. Here's this. Now, if I were to ever do a Soy Dawg Light episode, this might be the article that I would use. Given what we know about Donald Trump. Now, this is a CNN opinion columnist. Given what we know about Donald Trump, his refusal to accept loss as he begins a revenge purge of his perceived enemies should not surprise us. Let's see what the example of the revenge purge is. I'm just clicking the link here just to see what she considers a part of the revenge purge. Oh, well, this is interesting. She links to an article called "Alarm Grows Over Trump Administration Acting More Akin to a Dictatorship as He Denies the Election Defeat." I'm sorry. He's allowed to have his look. He has till December 14th, and until then, take whatever options you need. Anyway, the idea. Oh, so I haven't gotten very far in this article, have I? Given what we know about Donald Trump's refusal to accept a loss as he begins a revenge purge of his perceived enemies, should not surprise us. He is a tiny man, devoid of moral fiber and character, defined only by his self-interest. My God, that is a loaded sentence. Good Lord, Gloria. The idea of losing is beyond him. Well, the idea of losing to Kobe Bryant was beyond him. The idea of losing to Michael Jordan was beyond him. Most winners don't like to lose. And I'm not even necessarily calling Trump a winner, although kind of is. He beat her, didn't he? So I get it. Unless he can blame a rigged election. Well, I guess we'll find out. We knew that too. This is CNN. We as in CNN, because this is CNN. What we did not know, and what is playing out now, is that in the waning days of his presidency, his courtiers, whatever, would all pay homage to the fallen king as he ransacks the government on his way out by firing key public servants like the defense secretary, whom he considers disloyal, further rattling national security by refusing to share intelligence briefing with the incoming presidents, and weaponizing the Justice Department to look for mass vote fraud where none exists? Really? Does that mean CNN has done an investigation on all the affidavits and all the different people who've come forth saying that there is some voter fraud issues? Has CNN sent out reporters to do that? Oh, wait a minute. CNN doesn't have any investigative journalists. They just repeat what they read in the Washington Post and the New York Times. They don't have any journalists who do investigative reporting. But somehow Gloria knows. I don't know. Oh, and also, by the way, I think the reason he was firing the what is it called? The defense secretary is because the defense secretary wasn't following what Donald Trump wants to do as far as getting troops out of the Middle East. So, there's a little conflict there. He put someone there who's a little more interested in actually doing what he's been asked for the last 4 years. I think that may have something to do with it. And I think Donald Trump, I think what I think's happening is if Donald Trump is going to not win this election, he's going, if things stay the way they are and he is out of office on January 20th or 20th, seems to me like he's trying to at least finish up on some of the promises that he has made to the American people, most notably getting us out of the damn Middle East. But, that's just my opinion. And weaponizing the Justice Department to look for mass voter fraud where none exists. I don't know if I should put a joke sound or a lies sound. How about this?
Wow.
Well, if there are allegations of voter fraud, what department in the U.S. government would investigate that? I don't know. Gosh, I just don't know. And also, as far as sharing intelligence briefing with the incoming president, Joe Biden isn't the incoming president until the votes are certified. December 14th. Just saying. Now, if it were obvious, if there were no lawsuits, if there was whatever, and there was absolutely no way that there's any question about the vote, maybe they would be sharing intelligence briefings. But they're not required to until December 14th. They don't have to until December 14th when the vote is certified. When the vote is certified, then I'm worried. Like I said this yesterday. Look, my gut feeling is that the election results will not change based on what Donald Trump is doing. Even if I would like that to occur, unless they find some really, really rock solid evidence that the election was tampered with. That would be the only way I think they're actually going to be able to do this. But the states do not certify their results until December 14th. If on December 14th, we find out that Joe Biden is the president-elect of the United States officially, and the Trump administration does not cooperate in the transition, then I will criticize the president. Until that day, they are certainly welcome to look for any remedy that they possibly could legally find towards this election. Until then. But after that, there's a winner declared, and then you move forward from that. Period. It's not the idea that you're refusing to share intelligence briefings. We don't have an incoming president until December 14th, officially. Continuing, as he sits in the Oval Office, you've got to wonder, what is the president actually thinking? Is he concerned about his followers, about democracy, about his legacy? Nah, he's thinking about himself, of course. One source who knows. Wait a minute. This sentence is very important because it's typical. One source who knows the president well makes the case. He's not worried about the Republican Party. He's worried about how he can commercialize and monetize all this. Whoa.
Wow.
I wonder who this source who knows the president well is that's making that case. A source who's close to the president, a friend of the president, or somebody who studies the president from their desk at CNN. Say, Don Lemon or Wolf Blitzer or Chris Cuomo. When they say one source who knows the president well, does that mean like a friend of his? Oh, or wait a minute. Maybe it's Michael Cohen. Because isn't he a CNN contributor? Good God. Of course. Post-election, King Trump rallies across America with paid attendance, no doubt. What? Wait a minute. Post-election, King Trump rallies across America with paid attendance? Who's paying who? She makes it sound like they pays people to come attend his rallies. Can't you just imagine the former president claiming his rallies are bigger than Oprah's motivational gatherings? A TV show, a book deal worth millions? He'll want more than Obama, but won't get it. Another run in 2024? Holy shit. Hello, BG. PDawgKnight. Trump is actually trying to get the results amended on a 14th Amendment group. The Supreme Court already ruled that all votes need to be treated the same. Fraud is a smokescreen. Too hard to prove, but all the things the Dems did to make sure their districts had a leg up is easy to prove. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's where they're, especially in Pennsylvania, where they went out and also in Georgia, where they went out and said, okay, you're gonna get to fix we found that you made a mistake or didn't sign your ballot or whatever you're supposed to do, and we're going to go out and allow those people to fix it and not allow other people to do it. It's a equal protection clause argument that they're making, and that might be the only place where they can win this. Plus the fact that when they changed all these rules in all these states just for COVID, they made some errors as far as how they verify people in person versus mail in. So that again, equal protection clause. Let's continue this stupid article. He's no longer king. He'll be if he's no longer the king, he'll be the kingmaker. All GOP politicians will have to kiss the ring if they are to succeed. Well, doesn't that sound like Barack Obama? It's almost you could say this, write the same article about Barack Obama, except for obviously the post-election stuff. But anyway, after all, he has 70 million plus following, and that ain't beans. Only a small handful of Republican senators have acknowledged Joe Biden as president-elect. 2 Georgia Republicans vying for Senate seats doodly asked for a GOP election official in the state to resign because he's had not done enough, in their words, to deliver an honest and transparent election in which Trump was not crowned the victor. Or maybe because all the bullshit going on in Atlanta. But whatever. Worst of all, the Secretary of State okay, this is, here she's going to lie to you, straight to you. She's going to lie. She's going to lie by omission. Listen to this sentence. And worst of all, the Secretary of State, occupying a once vaunted position, goes to the podium to declare the transition will be peacefully made to Trump. We know he wants to be president and wants Trump's blessing, but this way, okay, that is what is known as a lie by omission. I should look, let me see, you know what, let's do this. Give me a minute. I'm going to do my commercial. We're going to come back and finish this up. But I want to see if I can find Pompeo's statement because actually, let's listen to it. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, it's me, Marty. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I hope you're enjoying the show. The Morning Night Live is sponsored by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. Please, if you have a moment, take time to share this stream by hitting that little arrow down below or up here if you're on a mobile. And please hit the like button. I know you like it, you're still here and you're still watching. And finally, if you want to support the show, you can do that through your donations and super chats, which are in the description down below. You can do that at Streamlabs link or at PDawgKnight.live. That every little bit helps. And thank you for watching. Now back to the show. All right, I'm back, and hang on a second here. Put the jams back on in the background. Okay, so I found this. Now let's see if they post the whole thing he said. Okay, because notice in this article, she says that worst of all, Secretary of State occupying a once vaunted position goes to the podium to declare the transition will be peacefully made to Trump. Now, did he say those words? Yes. But what was the context of what he said? Now let's see if now this, which I don't trust as far as I can throw them, but let's see if they put the whole quote here. In fact, maybe. Well, let's see if now this. Now I don't trust now this either. But let's see if they put the whole quote here. Just a second. Here it is. Mike Pompeo. Let's see what if they cut this off or not.
Be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration. All right, we're ready. The world is watching what's taking place here. We're going to count all the votes. When the process is complete, there'll be electors selected. There's a process. The Constitution lays it out pretty clearly. The world should have every confidence that the transition necessary.
Okay, now they cut it off because you didn't hear the question. But notice him chuckle as he's joking. He's telling. Let's see if Media Research Center does a better job of putting the whole context of this. Let's see. Where's the video? Please put video on your. Okay. Okay, I want you to see how it looks though, not just the words. Because notice he chuckles after that. Thank you, GunFox61, for the donation here. Another $2, sir. He says, Marty, the thing with Pennsylvania, technically, PA Congress never changed the election rules. The PA governor, AG, and PA Supreme Court did, illegally, mind you. Yeah, that's the other problem in Pennsylvania. The legislature writes the election laws, and they change them without getting a vote on it. No election laws can be changed, and so I think that could be a problem in the Supreme Court too. Thank you, GunFox61. I appreciate it. I want the full video. Everyone's saying, "Oh well, the smooth transition to the second Trump administration." I want the full video. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This will be the full video.
Engage with the Biden.
Hi.
Is the State Department currently preparing to engage with the Biden transition team? And if not, at what point does a delay hamper a smooth transition or pose a risk to national security?
There will be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration. All right, we're ready. The world is watching what's taking place here. We're going to count all the votes. When the process is complete, there'll be electors selected. There's a process. The Constitution lays it out pretty clearly. The world should have every confidence that the transition necessary to make sure that the State Department is functional today, successful today, and successful with the president who's in office on January 20th, a minute afternoon, will also be successful. I went through a transition on the front, and I've been on the other side of this. I'm very confident that we will do all the things that are necessary to make sure that the government, the United States government, will continue to perform its national security function as we go forward.
So you believe believe there's widespread voter fraud?
So
Reports.
now, so there he is. He makes a little joke, and then he continues saying that no matter who the president is on January 20th at noon, there will be a smooth transition in the State Department. He made that completely. So that's what he actually said, and obviously the joke didn't go over.
Pennsylvania, from Michigan.
So now he's saying, is there
massive leads or significant leads?
Do you believe there's voter fraud?
99% reporting are going to be overturned, and that the United States failed to conduct a fraudulent free election?
Rich, I'm the Secretary of State. I'm getting calls from all across the world. These people are watching our election. They understand that we have a legal process. They understand that this takes time, right? It took us 37 plus days in an election back in 2000, conducted a successful transition then. I'm very confident that we will count, and we must count every legal vote. We must make sure that any vote
But
that
jokes
wasn't
are
lawful
violent.
not be counted, that dilutes your vote if it's done improperly. Got to get that right. When we get it right, we'll get it right. We're in good shape.
You said when the process is completed. So when are you?
Yeah, this is the third question. Just, ma'am, if you would. I came out here today and talked about important foreign policy issues. This is now the third question.
The most important thing that's happening in this country right now. I'm wondering.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and ask your question. I'll give my answer.
What kind of guidance are you giving to American diplomats on how to characterize the results of the presidential election? And also, this department frequently sends out statements encouraging free and fair elections abroad.
Yes.
And for the losers of those elections to accept the results.
Oh! Is that what they send out all the time? It's an interesting question.
Refusal to concede to discredit those efforts.
That's ridiculous, and you know it's ridiculous, and you asked it because it's ridiculous. Look, the truth. You asked the question, yes, ma'am. You asked the question. If you will permit me to answer it, you asked a question that is ridiculous. This department cares deeply to make sure that elections around the world are safe and secure and free and fair, and my officers risk their lives to ensure that that happens. They work diligently on that. We often encounter situations where it's not clear about a particular election. We work to uncover facts. We work to do discovery to learn whether, in fact, the outcome, the decision that was made reflected the will of the people. That's our responsibility. That's what we try to do, along with partners all across the world, along with OSCE inspectors, to make sure that those elections were free and fair. We want every one of those votes to be counted in the same way that we have every expectation that every vote here in the United States will be counted too. It is totally appropriate. The United States has an election system that is laid out deeply in our Constitution, and we're going to make sure that we get that right. And we have, all of you have, and should be committed to making sure that that happens. I think every one of you wants that same outcome. You want every vote to be counted. You want to run the process. We want the law to be imposed in a way that reflects the reality of what took place. And that's what I think we're engaged in here in the United States, and it's what we work on every place all across the world.
All right, so there you go. That's been Peo's answer there. Yes, Avocaz Diabli says, wasn't the transition in 2000 the one where Clinton staffers took all the W's off every keyboard of the White House and government offices? Yes, you have a good memory. Yeah, they did all little, I wouldn't say sabotage things, but just they just did little nasty little things for the Bush administration when Bush won. And I'm sure they were all just trying to protect the former Vice President Al Gore. So back to Cynthia Borger here. How much more of this dribble do I need to read? Okay, we'll read the rest of it. This bag. And worst of all, the Secretary of State occupying a once vaunted position goes in the podium and declared the transition will be peacefully made to Trump. I think if you listen to that press conference, he was pretty clear that he was being facetious on the first part. And then he continued saying, whoever is in office on January 20th, there will be a smooth transition from office to office. And then he went further on why it's important that they make sure that they have a good transition. So obviously that's bullshit. Anyway, luckily history will record all of this. Enough about lack of principles, she says lack of. Getting back to principle, which is always topic A in Trump world. Trump world? Right now, though, he's raising money allegedly to fight the inevitably fruitless court battles on some imagined voter fraud. They've been finding evidence, whatever. But look at the small print. The money also seeds his newly established political action committee. So while he's telling his voters he's fighting to stay, he's also looking for a way to fund his future endeavors when he leaves. Always looking for a way to find a buck. Wow, in Washington? I've never heard of this kind of thing in Washington. I've never. No, wait a minute. What's that guy's name? The guy who he used to fly with his dad places and get lots of money flowing to him in some manner or another. I can't remember his name. Gatherer, fisherman. Oh, Hunter. That's Hunter something. God.
Come on, man.
Anyway. Or yeah, Act Blue. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. How did all those Black Lives Matter donations or something going through Act Blue that went straight to the whatever? Anyway, so while he's telling his voters to fight, he's also looking for a way to fund his future endeavors, blah, blah, blah. Always looking for a way to find a buck. If there's an analogy to this way of leaving the White House in U.S. history, it doesn't come to mind. Oh, I've never heard of the Clinton Foundation either. There have been disagreements over counts. Sure, an election 2000 recount was about 537 votes in one state. Oh, yeah. Isn't that what they named the website 138 after? But not fanciful claims of fraud nationwide. After all, this is a democracy, not a kleptocracy. Are you sure about that, Gloria? In which leaders simply try to loot their citizens. Again, she's never heard of the Clinton Foundation. And how in the hell? Well, okay, wait a minute. I already know the answer to this. Because I was going to say, how in the hell can Barack Obama buy a $15 million island in Martha's Vineyard? But at least Barack Obama went out and got paid speeches and shit or something. Anyway, yeah, his net worth more than quintupled while he was president. He sold some books too. I got to give him that. He sold some books just before he became president. Anyway, if there's an analogy to this, okay. After all, this democracy, not a kleptocracy, which leaders simply try to loot their citizens. Keep that in mind, but it still might be a good idea to keep an eye on the president's bulging pockets as he exits the back door. Oh my gosh. Aren't the Clintons multi-millionaires too? They're talking about some bulging pockets. Anyway. All right, moving on. Also, this one from CNN. This is CNN. Oh, alarm. Oh, this is the alarm grows over Trump administration acting more akin to a dictatorship. Yeah, not really. If this is a dictatorship, would he be going through the courts? Come on. Now, here's some. This is good news, but it's disturbing news. And again, this is from the Discord server from GunFox61, and people, if you're interested in. There's always great articles on the server, and GunFox is one of the prolific suppliers of articles on the server. But anyway, in Australia, police find 46 victims of a global network. Now, this is not some QAnon conspiracy bullshit. This article is from the BBC, so I'm sure if even my more leftward viewers who watch usually on replay can at least trust the source. The victims. Hang on, make it bigger here. Nope, I can't do that. Anyway, the victims were allegedly subjected to crimes including sexual abuse and other forms of exploitation. Oh, Australia police say they have rescued 46 children and arrested 14 men after an investigation into an international child abuse network. Have you noticed that they've been finding, well, you probably haven't noticed, because in the United States media, these stories barely make a blip, and there's been several arrests of multiple defendants, I'll call them now, and multiple dozens of children who've been rescued from these child abuse networks. Anyway, the victims were allegedly subjected to crimes including sexual abuse and other forms of exploitation. The investigation also led to 3 arrests in the U.S. and had identified suspects in Europe, Asia, Canada, and New Zealand, authorities said. The case is believed to be one of the biggest of its kind in Australia. All victims were aged between 16 months and 15 years old, the Australian Federal Police said. 16 of the victims had attended one child care center. Holy shit. The 14 men faced a total of 828 child exploitation charges, as well as bestiality charges involving 4 animals. Oh my, ew. Authorities said the network had produced and shared images and video online. One of the most serious cases involved a suspect who had worked in a child care center in New South Wales and had access to 30 children, police said. The 27-year-old man faced more than 300 charges, including sexual abuse. His partner, 22, was also facing charges. Police said families of the children at the center have been notified. A year-long investigation began after a tip-off from U.S. investigators about an Australian internet user, the AFP said. That led to the arrest in February of a 30-year-old man in the town of Wong, north of Sydney. He was charged with 89 offenses, including the abuse of 2 children. Police said that the case led them to social media forums where pictures and videos were produced and shared. Each warrant led to the discovery of more alleged offenders and more children to be saved, said the AFP in a statement Wednesday. The suspects aged between 20 and 48, including a volunteer soccer coach, an electrician, a chef, a supermarket employee, and a disability care worker. 8 men were arrested in New South Wales, while 3 arrests were each made in Queensland and Western Australia. Police did not give details of investigations overseas. These men allegedly produced child abuse materials for the depraved and pleasure of their peers with absolutely no thought to the lasting effect of their actions would have on the children, said AFP Commander Christopher Woods. Yeah, they've been busting people. There's the big bust down in Georgia that, now granted, it's election season, and apparently they don't want you to know about these stories, but there was a huge bust down in Georgia. They've been all over the U.S. They've been fighting, and there was one in Ohio. FTG to all these motherfuckers, though. I mean, FTG, I'll just put it straight up FTG, because I don't even know what to say about it. FTG to all of them. Terrible, but kudos to law enforcement. There have been investigators in the FBI, and I think, what was the other agency? There was another agency in the U.S. that's been doing this, that have been finding these. But cheers to those guys who are doing that terrible work. It's just, I mean, awful. That'd be an awful job to have, to go out and discover these things, you know? Let's see, moving on. Oh, now this is just kind of this is another one from Gunfox sent me through Discord. Apparently this Rockland Trump supporter files a restraining order against a Biden supporting neighbor because, you know, TDS is strong. And is this Rockland? Is it Rockland, Maryland, or what state is this in? I don't know. Anyway, a Rockland man has filed a restraining order against his neighbor, alleging that his neighbor harassed him over his support of President Donald Trump. I didn't want to do this, Michael Mason said. They're making me have to do this. Mason said he filed a restraining order that would keep his neighbors 100 feet away from his home. He says his Ring doorbell video shows their children harassing his family with Biden chants outside the home. I'm tired of getting harassed all the time, Mason said. My kids don't want to come outside. He said they also painted BLM and LGBTQ chalk art outside his house. I went down there and asked him, why didn't you write this on the front of your house or anybody else's house? Why me? And they just laughed at me, he said. Sean Millard lives between the homes in this Trump-Biden block battle and says she's not part of the dispute. It's absolutely insane, Millard said. 2020 has been kind of a crazy year. Rockland police responded to a call for service on the block Saturday when the election was called to help the two sides settle down. It's horrible, Mason said. The judge is set to rule on the restraining order tomorrow. The Mason family says they hope it will keep the peace until they move. The neighbors Mason filed the restraining orders against declined to comment because they're nuts. Anyway, big thanks to Gunfox61, who's always putting articles on the Discord. Again, if you that will show up in the chat there somewhere. If you're not part of the Discord server, go ahead and join that. And we're doing it only through the chat, and we'll get people enjoying that particular medium of getting things. This was another one. So again, this is who's this? Is this Daily Beast? Or is this HuffPo? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure this is the Daily Beast. So it's obviously, it is. It's a Daily Beast article. This would be a good one for the soft gentleman to read, but because it's completely and totally sane, and it's an authoritative source. The Daily Beast absolutely is one of the best of the authoritative sources. Milk him like a cow. Russia state media mulls how to take advantage of Trump before he's gone. Yes, because Russia has completely benefited from the presidency of Donald Trump, except for that pipeline stuff between there and Germany and some of the sanctions and Ukraine, weapons to Ukraine. That's great for the Russians. Anyway, this is from someone named Julia Davis. Russian lawmakers want Putin to take advantage of Trump in the remaining weeks he's in office. I wonder how. Addressing Vladimir Putin on Russia's premier television shows, lawmakers and pundits urged the Russian president to take advantage of the Kremlin outgoing asset in the White House. Well, I'm sure they've got a reporter with getting evidence for this. Hello, Chrome. Holy shit. Most experts. Oh, okay. Hang on. I gotta grab your. You know what? I need some caffeine for this article. Grab your cup. Sip it up. I hope you have some alcohol in yours. I can't because I have to drive after I leave here. So. Hello, Bastard Beast, also. Good God, listen, this is great. This is the kind of article where you just go, Most experts unanimously agree that the presidency of Joe Biden will result in a slew of negative consequences for Putin's Russia. The Kremlin's refusal to recognize Biden as the president-elect was planned and discussed on Russian state television long before any legal challenges were raised by the Trump administration. Hello, horrible gamer. Wait, PDawg, you mean you have a relative like the soft gentleman named F Meow Pawn? No, Soy Dog Light. You've never met Soy Dog. Well, I've never let Soy Dog Light out of the closet yet. But anyway, okay, wait. Now listen to this sentence again, because this sentence contradicts itself. Or maybe. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, listen to this sentence. Tell me if you can tell me the problem with this sentence. Most experts unanimously agree. So wait a minute. Most experts unanimously agree. So really all that's saying is some experts agree. Do you see that? You see what I'm saying there? Most experts unanimously agree. So that means some experts agree. Not if it's not all the experts unanimously agreeing, then only some of the experts are unanimously agreeing, which means some experts agree that the presidency of Joe Biden will result in a slew of negative consequences for Putin's Russia. The Kremlin's refusal to recognize Biden as president-elect was planned and discussed on Russian state television long before Any legal challenges were raised by the Trump administration. This symbolic step is meant to demonstrate that Russia is still on Trump's side in order to extract some last-minute favors from the Kremlin's favorite American president. But we already have intelligence that the Russians supposedly interfering in the election this time was to get rid of Trump. And the Chinese meddling in the election this time was to get rid of Trump. And Iran's meddling in the election this time was to get rid of Trump. Hello, Fight for Your Rights. What's up? Anyway, but we'll just keep reading this completely approved news from authoritative sources. I'm not stealing the ANAS banner. It's just that's what the Twitter says it's called. But so it just happens to be the ANAS, even though I'm not part of ANAS. Although I'm gonna talk to HB about maybe doing a guest episode of ANAS by Soy Dawg Light. We'll see what happens. Disappointed by Trump's defeat, Vladimir Zhirinovsky, leader of the Liberal Democratic Party of Russia, said on a Russian state TV show Sunday evening with Vladimir Soliev, we could have interfered this fall big time. If Trump's head worked better, he could have asked us to do this or that. He would have won along with us. If we need Trump, then let's help him, make him dependent on us so we could milk him like a cow. Oh my God. Who wrote? I don't know this, Julia Davis. Zhirinovsky opined that Trump is a businessman and a showman, but lacks political will that could come from Russia as a deciding external force. We can help him stay in power, Zhirinovsky argued. He pointed out that Trump still has 72 days to undertake a number of actions that benefit Russia, including the withdrawal of U.S. forces from Afghanistan, Syria, and Iraq. Oh, these dirty bastards. They're making the case that if we withdraw troops from Afghanistan, that this is to help the Russians. Oh my God, these people are just...
Your life makes me sad.
They're so dirty. This writer is dirty as fuck. He, as well as lifting the sanctions against the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline project between Russia and Germany. He bitterly complained that Trump didn't come through on any of his promises that would have been to our advantage. Oh, maybe because he wasn't a pawn of your asses. Or, I'm sorry, Julia Davis, this is, I'm sure, yeah. Because, hey, guess what? Maybe he wasn't catering to Russia, you think? In an interview with Russian tabloid Komsomolskaya Pravda, the historian Valery Garbuzov, director of the Institute of U.S. and Canadian Studies at the Russian Academy of Sciences, pointed out Trump has played a cruel joke on the Russian political elites. In 2000, so wait, so he wasn't a lackey for Putin? He stabbed them in the back? Oh my God, that's so sad. In 2016, Russia placed a bet on Trump. I don't know. Oh, well, I guess they lost. Came up snake eyes. I don't know what our top officials were thinking, but they made a major miscalculation. It's time for our elites to sober up. Oh, so the supposed Russian interference in the 2016 election did nothing for them? You mean Trump wasn't a Putin puppet? Good God, these people. Contrary to the Kremlin's half-hearted denials, Russia did interfere in the U.S. elections in 2020. But what was the quantitative result? How many votes did they change? They've never been able to tell us that. And I really want to know, how many votes did they change? Because I want to know, if I want to interfere in an election in the future, I want to know what I need to do to get the exact amount of votes changed to get my candidate to win. Because apparently the Russians interfered, and everyone says that the Russians helped Trump steal the election. Well, I want to have some of that kind of capital. Come on now. Contrary to the Kremlin's half-hearted denial, Russia did interfere in the U.S. elections in 2020. Oh, I see. In 2020. Well, I want to know about 2016 though, because they didn't. If they interfered, they sure didn't get much for it. But its amplification of anti-Biden smears fell on deaf ears. Really? Did they? What? Oh, that's right. They say that anything that was negative for Joe Biden, was Russian disinformation and smears. That's okay. Now I understand. Garbuzov noted that attacks on Biden turned out to be ineffective, overestimated, and petty. Russian pundits and experts on various state TV shows grimly noted that resistance to information warfare in the United States has risen to higher levels, with most of the media having learned much from the missteps of 2016. Aw, well, that's good. They learned Putin puppet. That would be weird, like a bunch of... it's like if you made a bowl of poutine but made a face and then tried to figure out how to make it talk. Anyway, that's. Are you from Canada or something, Special K? Is that what made you think of that? Trump's presidency and his policies have birthed plenty of perks for Russia, but they manifested mainly as side effects of the U.S. president's destructive policies that undermine transatlantic alliances and cut into America's traditional global strategies. Yes, the entire NATO alliance, all those countries increasing their military spending has been a great boon to Russia, hasn't it? That's hilarious. Addressing speculation on whether Melania Trump would try to seek freedom from her marriage, political commentator Sergei Strokin, which is probably what he's doing right now, thinking of Melania, noted on a state TV show, 60 Minutes, that most of the world is in a rush to get a divorce from Donald Trump. The Kremlin expected many additional benefits during the incumbent's second term, but those hopes and dreams have been dashed by Trump's crushing defeat. Crushing. One of the main concerns that alarms pro-Kremlin experts about the future actions of President-elect Biden is his vast expertise and political desire to protect Russia's neighbors from the Kremlin advances. Oh, really? Because they did so well during the Obama administration when they took over Crimea and wouldn't sell Ukraine any weapons, but just blankets and foods. MREs, but wasn't it the Trump administration who sent them anti-tank missiles? Good God. But yes, but President-elect Biden will do much better than the Obama administration, right? The Obama-Biden administration? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Garbuzov explained there's an unspoken war, covert and overt, between the United States and Russia for influence in post-Soviet space. This is the unfortunate legacy represented by the former Soviet republics, and not only Ukraine. The United States has become more active in Central Asia, in Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. Influence on the post-Soviet space is like a long playing record. Russia does not want to let it go, and the United States wants to claim it. The Americans are trying to fill the vacuum that formed in the vastness of the USSR after the collapse of the empire and the decline of Russia's influence in these regions, and they are accomplishing it slowly but surely. How did they do that with Trump in office? What? Oh, I see. They're saying Russia is accomplishing it. I throw my head back and laugh. Anyway, Garbuzov predicted that tensions between Russia and the neighboring nations will be exacerbated by Biden's presidency. The same point of view was echoed by lawmakers, pundits, and experts across the Russia state-controlled media. Political scientist Nikolai Zlobin told Interfax that Biden's election will make Russia an enemy number one for the United States. You mean they're not already? After 3 or 4 years talking about Russian interference in the United States election of 2016, which helped Donald Trump steal the presidency from her? Is Russia our best friend right now? Or if we not... Did anybody listen to Mitt Romney in 2012? Maybe they should have. Wait a minute. And if this Russian interference happened during the Obama administration, how the hell can we, how'd that happen? I thought the Obama administration was the greatest thing that ever happened to the United States of America, and they let the Russians come in and interfere in the election to steal the election away from her? Y'all know who her is, right? Oh my God. Anyway, up here, zooming up. You know what? Oh my God. Let me just skip down. Appearing on 60 Minutes, Alexander Naumov from the Russian International Affairs Council predicted that Biden would fill the cabinet with hawks and sharks, and American interest in Eastern Europe would be revived. Trump decided not to rule the world from Washington, and Biden will. Well, you know what? That's another reason to vote for Trump. I don't want us to rule the world from Washington. If something happens, sure, let's go help out. But damn, I don't want to rule the world from Washington. I don't want to tell other countries what they should do. I don't want to be involved in their conflicts if we don't have to be. And I don't want to exacerbate conflicts. God forbid we have peace for a while. Trump decided not to rule from Washington, but Biden will. Co-host of 60 Minutes, Oleg Skviba, soberly noted, "We don't like that." Host Eugene Popov added, "We want to rule the world from Moscow." Well, Moscow's, I gotta tell you, Moscow's GDP really doesn't make that possible. Scuba Zviva pointed out that with Trump as a true lame duck and Biden yet to be inaugurated, there is a lull in U.S. politics. Really? Anyone know? Okay, chat, here's a good question of the day. I haven't done one yet. If there's a lull in U.S. politics right now, put a 1 in the chat. And if there is not a lull in U.S. politics right now, put a 2 in the chat. I try to figure out where that lull is, but maybe you can help me out or explain the lull in U.S. politics right now. Anyway, no one is currently in power in America. President Trump is your president. Well, our president, not this guy's. We need to take advantage. A chorus of concerns urged Putin to snap into action, taking advantage of Trump's dwindling presidency before it's too late. Appearing in Soloviev Sunday evening show, Zernovsky agreed with Skabiva. These are favorable circumstances for us. There is no president in America right now. What the fuck are you talking about? Where's Brandon? What's that dude that the guy that does the Donald Trump is your president rap? Hi, Lucian Sakar, by the way. Holy shit. There's no American president. There's no president in America right now. See, now that's weird. That's really weird that he'd say there's no president in America right now. Yeah, there is. Until January 20th, Donald Trump is your president. And then beyond January 20th, either Donald Trump or Joe Biden will be our president. There's always an American president. It just changes over at noon on January 20th. And Donald Trump doesn't seem like the one who's just going to sit back and smoke cigars and lay back in his chair and... Oh, no, that was Bill Clinton with the cigars. Anyway, for the next 72 days, neither Trump nor Biden can accomplish anything. Oh, contraire mon frere. I'm sure I bet he can. We can do whatever we want. Reshuffle things in Ukraine, the South Caucasus, Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan, Central Asia. Our hands are united. Do it now while no one can intervene. Use every hole, every opening. Let them wake up with Russia flags all around them. Yeah. That's gonna happen. I gotta tell you, I'm thinking that let him do something crazy. I don't think Trump would hesitate at all. I'm sorry. And in fact, watch for over the next 72 days. A couple things I think are going to happen. They're going to try to get the troops out of Afghanistan. And I think you're going to see 2 or more peace deals between Middle East countries and Israel before he leaves office. Because I think the Sauds and some of the other countries in that what do they call it? The Gulf. It's whatever the group that they have where they are forging their armies together to have security in the Gulf, particularly against Iran. I'm going to bet you that you're going to see 2 or 3 more peace deals with Israel so that they can solidify that stance. And so if Biden tries to come in, because the countries in the Middle East were very happy with Trump. They did not want that process to be hampered with a new president. So I think they're going to jump on this so that they can solidify that Gulf security deal that they have between all those countries. And Israel is part of that deal as they have formal relations with Israel. So I would not be surprised to see some more of those, see some more announcements coming out, and it's working. Okay, it's isolating Iran and all these other countries. Isolating Iran is good for the region. Anyway, Russian lawmakers, pundits, blah, 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 6-minute fan. Oh, Russian lawmakers and pundits also expressed their irritation at the celebrations that unfolded in American cities as Biden was declared president-elect. Russia's 60 Minutes mocked CNN's Van Jones for his tears of joy and relief about the end of Trump's tumultuous, undemocratic reign. Undemocratic how? Oh my God. I'm done. That's it. I'm almost at the end of the article and I can't do it anyway. FTG to the writer. What's her name? FTG Julia Davis. FTG Julia Davis, who wrote this drivel in the Daily Beast. FTG. All right, finally, Biden wins presidency but struggles with voters. We'll check that one out tomorrow. Anyway, guys, it's time for me to go. I can't believe what I'm reading sometimes. Please, before you even think of doing anything that you were thinking of doing just now, right down below here, somewhere down here, there's that little thumb that looks like that. Click that thumb, the one that's pointing up, before you go. And thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. And before you go, thumbs up. If you haven't shared the stream, share the stream on either hit the share arrow down there or on Twitter, Minds, Gab, Parler, anywhere that you do social media. And if you want to do donations to the stream or donations to what we do here, because I'm constantly improving the show as much as I can, and I'm going to start doing some field work and actually doing videos again, throw a couple bucks in the tip jar, either before you leave or when we're not here. You can do it through the YouTube Super Chats. You can do it through Streamlabs down below, which is just, it has a PayPal link in it, which you can do those donations anytime, and we'll read whatever you write in them on the show. And then also, what is it? Cashapp and Venmo are also links are in the chat down in the description down below. That's it for today, people. I gotta go. My name is PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.